and dudes, Jabberjaw's in the booth, Vulgar Desperado on the mic, and I'm here today to talk about the new little teaser trailer for the Yakuza Like a Dragon series that's coming to Amazon Prime. Now, I did a little video about this before when they announced it, and honestly, after watching this little trailer, I'm pretty gassed. Like, this is actually looking kind of cool. Obviously, it is just a teaser trailer, but if you're watching the screen, you'll see some interesting little bits here. You know, he's getting the tattoo, a little bit of training. You're kind of getting the vibe of what this show is going to foretell, and I think that's also, or rather, that is the main exciting thing. It looks dark, it looks gritty, and as something I talked about in the last video, while there is a campiness to Yakuza and some of the silly, crazy things that they do, it's highly unlikely, and like I think this is going to be like an 8, maybe 10 episode show, that they'll be able to even remotely explore that. And to be perfectly honest, I'm okay with that, as much as I do feel that it is an integral part to the Yakuza world and what makes it Yakuza in the first place. Like, I saw like a comment on this trailer video. I was like, if Kiryu does not throw a bike at somebody, and I gotta agree, like, there are some things as a longtime fan that you really want to see, and we might not get it just because of the logistics here. You know, 8 episodes can only do so much, and you know, unless they're like an hour and some change, you're only gonna get so much time to do so many kind of things. But I do hope to see my boy smack up some bitches with a fucking bike. That would be wrong. Like, you know. So I also got some quotes here from the leads here from the game of the Ryogakdo studio, and he's kind of talking about how like things are different this time around. So one of the main notable things that the executive producer Masayoshi Yokohama says about the series, and I'm getting this article from comicbook.com just to let you know, cite my sources, but he's saying that the Yakuza series takes a different take on the game. Specifically, he says, to tell you the truth, the portrayal of the characters are totally different from the original story, but that's what's great about it. Now, if this was, you know, I don't know, Disney, Marvel, DC, that is very much a double-edged sword comment, because you have some concerns there, especially depending on the IP. You know, you don't really want super different takes on some of your beloved superhero characters, you know. But here, I think it's fine, right? I think it's not that big of a deal, in the sense that the only thing, like, logically, you know, obviously I'm taking some shots at the dark here, take it with a grain of salt, but you know, the only thing you can really kind of do is make either Kiryu more edgier, or, I mean, just looking at this trailer here, I doubt they'd make him a lighter, fluffier character, right? So, in a sense, you might have a more darker version of Kiryu, which could kind of work in the story that they're telling. And same thing with some of the other characters that are going to show up in the show. I don't think them being super drastically different, you know. It's like, I mean, it's different in the world of Japan and the anime and like their storytelling. I mean, I know this is an anime, but whenever they're like, hey, we're doing something a little bit different, I don't clutch my pearls like, no, like, what are you doing? You know, like Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably one of the best examples in that, you know, hey, they came back, they did things differently, and I was 100% on board with it. I'm cool with it, and most people that have played the original 7 loved it, do like it. There are your naysayers, like anything else, but I don't think when it comes to Japan and their storytelling style, like, it's that big of a difference. Continuing on, he says, the Kazuma Kiryu we created 20 years ago was perfect, and there's nothing more to add to his character. When you see how they fight in this drama, it's obvious they were not recreating the characters from the game. The project brought forth a new Kiryu Kazuma, and I'm saying it backwards, but whatever. At the same time, his rival Akira Nishikiyama was newly created by Kento Kaku. Their acting is a must-see for sure. And that's interesting too. I mean, you know, fuck, it's been so long since I played the first Yakuza that I kind of almost forgot about Nishiki. You know, that's Kiryu's boy, until he's not his boy. And so I'm interested, like, you know, how different he'll be, per se. He was kind of already ruthless and douchebag. I'm curious if they're going to try to you know, maybe humanize him a little bit more. I mean, I know he wasn't like super bad. Like I said, they were boys, and it's been a long time, so the story is a little, you know, vague in my memory. But that being said, I am curious at what he means by that. You know, is he going to be maybe more of an ally on Kiryu's side this time around? Are they going to be, you know, like I said, he's just going to be more evil? Other quote here is, moreover, there are characters that are original to this Amazon Prime version. There's this one female character that I can't talk about yet, but her presence and acting are just on a whole different level. I am certain you will find it sensational. He teases before circling his response back to the lead characters. I know you're excited to see these two actors that are there with you at San Diego Comic-Con, and you can look forward to hearing blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the biggest thing here that, you know, like normal nerd fans, and like I said, in the West, when you hear things are going to be different, you do get a little bit of concern, because we're not notorious for doing it right. You know, when we try to like venture out, we kind of fuck shit up. I think when it comes to Japan, they do it well. They still are masters of their craft, and they know the characters inside out, that they are able to go in different directions but not break the lore, so to speak. Not necessarily lore like in you know, the continuity of it all, but rather the vibe, I guess you could say. You know, you can have the story go in different directions, you can have different vibes of characters, maybe a different choices, if you will, portrayals, and it still feel like Yakuza. You know, like in looking at this trailer here, it does look kind of more gritty. I mean, again, it's a little teaser, but it does give you this. And let's be real, Yakuza, I mean, it's fucking Yakuza. The Japanese mobs are gangsters, so it's going to be gritty in general. A lot of people getting sliced, diced, shot, and killed in these games. But I do think that era of levity, the silliness, I'm almost 100% certain that it's going to be gone. So that's going to be interesting. He didn't mention anything about Haruka, who's, you know, pretty damn important to the game series. And if I'm looking at this right, I don't think I've seen any little glimpses of a child in here. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, got to keep some things, you know, for the fans for later. This show drops in October, so that's pretty exciting. But man, honestly, like I said, I'm pumped for this, and I'm curious about your thoughts in here, because to me, Yakuza is one of the greatest game series out there. It's so fun. It's a big ball of fun. Even with their new character, Dan Ichiban, you know, it's fire. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Again, I don't think Japan is kind of like the studios here when they, you know, when they make things, you know, live action from a comic or a game or whatever. Like, they don't really butcher it that much. We do, on the other hand, you know, not to say everything over there is perfect, but I do think this looks cool. This trailer had me gassed, and I'm excited. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you pumped? Have you ever played a Yakuza game? If you haven't, start with Yakuza. I start with Yakuza 1, but you could also start with Yakuza 0, which is fucking amazing. Arguably my favorite. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please hit that like and subscribe. Jaws in the booth. Vulgar Desperado on the mic. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.